Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is just like an overall freshers advice video. It's going to start with general advice, but then I'm going to do a bit of like just Durham specific advice, but we'll start with general advice that applies to everybody. The biggest piece of advice I could give to any fresher is be yourself. Don't change for anything or anyone. Everyone you're living with could be super posh and sporty, but if you're not posh and you prefer colouring, stick to that. If your personality isn't finding you friends because the people you've been around aren't fitting your personality, don't change your personality to fit them. Find people to fit you. You can reinvent yourself if that's something you want to do. University is a time where you can reinvent yourself, but that's different to changing. That's something you want to do, whereas changing for other people is a bit different. So definitely don't change yourself. Stay true to who you are. Also, if you're fake, you've got to be fake for an awful long time, so there's just no point. Secondly, just take off the pressure of finding your forever friends straight away. There is a massive expectation that you do this. In most cases, it's not the case. You wouldn't go on a date and marry the person the next day. It's very unlikely you'd find that perfect match straight away, and it's just the same with uni. Just because you're living with someone in the same flat, in the same corridor, on the same course, doesn't mean that you're going to be best friends forever. Obviously don't isolate yourself from everybody, but just remember that you don't have to make your friends straight away, your best friends straight away. Just glide on through. Try with your flatmates. If it doesn't work with that, then try with your course mates, go to societies, go to clubs. Eventually you'll find the right friends, and it's much more worth it when you do find the right friends. But you're not doing anything wrong if you don't find your best friends straight away. Next, immerse yourself fully, especially in Freshers Week. I think there's many people that are sort of elsewhere in freshers. They're physically there, but maybe they're spending hours on FaceTime to their boyfriend or girlfriend every day, or maybe they're going out to meet their family or going home once or twice. I think in Freshers Week, if you can just be present for that whole week, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot more worth it just for this 1 week, because there's so many opportunities to make friends and stuff. You don't want to miss that opportunity because you were too hung up on your hometown life. That doesn't mean don't talk to anyone from your home in Freshers Week. Just don't get too wrapped up in it, and don't get wrapped up in work in Freshers Week either. Like, we had an exam in Freshers Week. That doesn't mean you should spend the whole week revising. It's just to test if you can speak English. Really, that was what our exam was. Don't like think, right, I've got to start from the get-go putting as much effort in as I put in my A-levels, like I should be reading all Freshers Week. Freshers Week is there to have fun and relax. More or less first year is there for you to have fun and relax and settle in, so don't go crazy. Like, obviously once you've got assignments and things, then work hard, but like in Freshers Week, it's not the time. It's the time to have fun and settle. Next, say yes to any opportunities. Don't be scared. You don't want to miss the opportunity where you're going to find your friends or find your new thing. Just say yes to as many opportunities as you can if you feel comfortable. But if it's just like a slight unease, still go for it. Like, literally everything I do, I crap myself over. Like, I'm terrified of everything, but one thing I've learned in life is that you just got to do it. You've just got to grit your teeth and bear it. Like, most of the time, if you do a fun opportunity that at first kind of made your stomach do 20 million flips, if it's something fun, you'll probably feel glad that you did it afterwards. So take as many opportunities as you can. It's normal to feel a bit uneasy about it. Linking in with that, when you go to Freshers Fair, do a load of taster activities. Like, you can sign up. A taster activity is normally free, that's why it's called a taster, but do taster activities of things you've never tried before. I actually don't think I did taster activities in first year, but I did in second year, because you can do them in any year. But yeah, just try new things and see how it goes, because you don't have to commit to anything. It's just a little taster. Next, don't panic. Remember that everyone else is feeling the exact same way. Everyone else has the exact same nerves. Nobody else knows anybody. Everyone is just as nervous as you are. And even though people present it in different ways, you're all in the same boat. Nobody's popular yet. There's none of this. So just ride it out and remember that everyone's in the same boat. If you're going to say hi to someone, maybe if you're in high school and you're like lower on the hierarchy like myself, and you go say hi to a popular girl, you might be scared that they're gonna be like, ooh, why would I talk to you? But when you're in Freshers Week, if you go say hi to someone, they're gonna be like, oh my god, am I making a friend? Like, everyone's gonna get excited about that. No one's gonna judge anyone because there's no hierarchy throughout uni anyway, like not even just at the beginning. You've sort of grown out of that and it's such a big space anyway. So yeah, don't be nervous. Everybody's gonna be excited to talk to you. Sort of mixing in with that is don't be too shy. This is something that really enveloped me. It wasn't a problem for me in Freshers Week. Basically, people generally don't know this, but I'm incredibly shy, or actually maybe people that have known me recently maybe know it, but like generally in life people think I'm more outgoing, but I'm actually really shy, and then I'm usually really good at masking it, even though the social situations kill me. So then in Freshers Week I was really good at masking that, but after Freshers Week I just sort of gave into it and was super shy and barely spoke to anybody and ate on my own and all this. You don't want to let that happen. As exhausting as it is, at least put on a front until you find your... Don't let the shyness envelope you. That can really destroy your possibilities. Like, I feel like maybe if I wasn't so shy, I wouldn't have been alone for so long, or I could have joined societies and clubs earlier. But like, I guess you can't help it. Basically, it's fine to be shy, but don't let that overwhelm you. Like, if you don't want that to overwhelm you, don't let that overwhelm you. Do you get what I mean? I don't know. But even, like, I was super shy, but I still managed to find friends.
The camera cut off here, but what I was trying to say was I was literally a mute in first term. And I still managed to make friends eventually. So don't freak out and think it's the end of the world if you're super shy. Like, you can still make friends. It's just going to take you a lot longer.
I've no idea where we got up to, so let's just roll. So next up, put photos from home on your wall. A, because it stops you feeling homesick, but B, it's a great conversation starter when people come into your room. Next, even though people say it's the best years of your life, I've done a bit of a video about this, it can be great, but there are also loads of times, even if uni is a great experience for you, there's still going to be at least one night that's a bit lonely and isolating. So bring things that you find nice for like escapism. For example, books. I love reading, so I've always got books. Or if you like colouring, or just something that's nice for a bit of escapism. Also, do what you want to do in Freshers Week when it comes to activities, because there might be a drinking activity and there might be a craft activity, and you pick between the two, and everyone you know is picking the drinking activity, but really you just want to sit inside and sew. Chances are you'll probably go with the drinking because everyone else is. Don't do that. You're more likely to find your friends in the sewing because that's what you're into. So don't think about what's cool, because like I said before, it's not really a thing in uni. It's more cool to not care about coolness. Like, people that still think it's a popular hierarchy and stuff like that are usually not very sought after. Pick what you want to do, don't base it on other people. In terms of what to bring, there are tons of videos out there that tell you what to bring, so I'm not going to slam it down your throat. All I'll say is comfortable shoes, because you walk everywhere, and maybe this not so much in the south because it doesn't get as cold, but if you're in a uni in the north, or like Scotland or North Wales or Northwest or anywhere that does get, I swear London doesn't get cold, but I swear everywhere else does, you want to wear clothes to layer, because as a student you do a lot of walking around. You may be absolutely freezing when you first leave the house, but after walking up a hill or something you're going to be roasting, so you want to take it off. So wear clothes to layer, especially in Durham. There's just something different about the hills there. Like where I live at home, I live in North Wales, so I do technically, that where I live is technically on a mountain, and there's so many hills, and like it's so hilly. It's more hilly than Durham, but for some reason the hills in Durham put me out more than the hills here. It's just something about them. So wear layering clothes so you can take off when you get too hot and sweaty, because trust me, you will. If you're not going to carry on for the Durham advice, I'll just quickly say this first. If you learn anything from this video for preparing for Freshers Week and starting uni, it's that there is nothing wrong if you struggle at uni. There is nothing wrong with you if you struggle at uni. It's completely normal. If you take one thing away from this, let it be that. Trust me, everybody struggles at some point. One thing I would say though is, if you're struggling, if you can, do try ride it out, because I promise you it gets better. My first term of uni was absolute hell. It got to the point I wouldn't leave my room, I wouldn't eat, like I literally didn't do anything. I just lay in my bed crying all the time, and I was so close to dropping out, and I'm so glad I didn't. Like, no matter how bad it gets, you're gonna get reward for that badness that you went through, but it'll be worth sticking through it. Like, obviously you have to prioritize your own health and well-being, but if you can, do try stick it out. Okay, now we're going to go on to specifically Durham advice. So first of all, freshers in Durham is hectic. When I got my timetable for freshers, I was like, what is going on? I had an exam, matriculation, 3 BOPs, 3 club nights, classes, talks, you name it, we had it. It was so hectic. And throughout freshers, you're so tired and you're ill because you've got freshers flu. So it's so hectic, but just remember, it's not always going to be that hectic. So throw your all into it. It's only going to last a week. It's going to end soon, and it should be fun, really. If you throw your all into it, it should be fun. But yeah, don't panic and get overwhelmed in the first week. Never, no matter what uni you're in, don't base what your time is going to be like, don't base it on freshers. I've heard of people dropping out of uni during freshers week. It's not really a good representation of uni, so please try wait a bit longer. Next, take lots of photos wherever you are. It's just good memories. I don't know why that's specific to Durham. Okay, this one's if you're living in a catered college and you have allergies. Not if you're vegetarian or vegan, because they already provide options for them anyway on the platter, but tell them in person if you have allergies, the catering staff, like the head chef. Tell them in person, because I did email the college beforehand and I'm pretty sure I filled out a form, but they still never knew that I was gluten intolerant. So every time I went, I'd get like bowls of gravy and the food was horrific. And in second term I emailed, I was like, I can't live off this, like this food is not great. Like, I would ask for gluten-free stuff and they'd give me like spag bowl without the spag, or like one time I had a bowl of gravy with onions in it, and it turns out it was only because they didn't know there was someone gluten-free there, which, I mean, after asking for gluten-free stuff every day, maybe should have clocked on, but I guess if it's not officially written down anywhere. So they had no idea that there was me asking for this food every day, so I was just getting like thrown stuff. But yeah, so talk to your head chef in person if you've got dietary requirements, because then the food will be great. Like, as soon as they found out, the food was amazing, so just talk in advance. Next, bring fancy dress stuff. Everybody says this, so I'm not going to go into it. What I'm saying is, for fancy dress, you can make so many outfits out of normal, you can make so many fancy dress outfits out of normal clothes. So I personally wouldn't buy specific clothes for fancy dress. Buy clothes that you can wear, that you can also mix and match to create a fancy dress outfit. I think buying just fancy dress clothes can be a bit of a waste. So look in your wardrobe, see if there's anything you can make work. Like, if you've got dungarees, you can be Donna. If you've got dungarees, you can go to a festival. If you've got a neon top, you can do a neon lights party. Like, you don't have to go out and buy new things. Look at what you've got and chances are you'll be able to make something work. Even if you've got a pink top, go as a pink crayon. Like, it doesn't have to be fancy. Next, so this is specifically for if you're in a Hill College or Hill Bede. I don't know if Hill Bede is considered a Hill College, but also them. Bring a box of snacks, because you've got your set meal times throughout the day. I thought the college would like provide fruit and there'd be like a fruit bowl or coffee and tea you can get day round, but I don't think that is. So bring like a box of snacks to keep you going, because you can only eat at them set meal times. There is a vending machine, but it's often broken, or at least in my college it was. So I think it's very important to bring a box of snacks just to keep you going when you need it. And finally, just don't get overwhelmed. You'll be fine. Christmas will come sooner than you think. If I can say anything, don't let this jeopardize. If uni is really killing you, don't let this affect you. But a lot of people drop out of uni because first term isn't what they expect uni to be. Please just try and make it till Christmas. That will really give you a good thing. Even after Christmas, I still hated uni. I hadn't quite got friends yet, but it was going back after Christmas when things really changed. So definitely don't stress out if it's not going to plan in the first week, in the first term, even at the beginning of second term, even all of second term. Like, it will work out eventually and the right people will gravitate towards you. So that is all my freshers advice. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. If you have any questions or video ideas, comment them down below. If you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to subscribe. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.